Ice of freedom. We talked to a Ringgold man about what he saw in the South Pacific during the final months of World War II.
Josh Rowe joins us now with his story. Josh.
Kim Calvin, tonight our thoughts are with the Grant family. Jewel Grant passed away last week. She suffered a stroke a few weeks ago and passed away on Wednesday. A couple weeks before Mrs. Grant passed away, we sat down with her husband, Ross, or RC. He told us his story of serving in the Navy at the end of World War II.
R.C. Grant lost his father when he was a young boy growing up in Rossville.
My dad said I would go to Fort Leavenworth to keep my kids going through what I did. You know, that's how bad war was to him in World War I.
But R.C. and his two older brothers all went to war in the 1940s.
And my mom, when I signed in, she had to sign for me. And they said, now he won't have to go overseas until he's 18. And I spent my 18th birthday in the Philippines. That's the military, though.
Mr. Grant joined the Navy in March of 1945. That was just a couple of months before the war ended in Europe, but the fighting was still happening in the Pacific. After training, he served on the USS Rixey.
I was a baker.
A baker?
Yeah. And my wartime job was the port loader on a 20-millimeter gun.
He baked bread in the morning and cakes in the afternoon, but he didn't see much fighting.
When they dropped the atomic bomb, we were sitting at Okinawa on the USS Rixey, and loaded with Seabees and nurses, waiting to go into Tokyo. And when they dropped that, it was over.
The USS Rixey had a big sick bay on the ship, perfect for troops who needed medical attention.
The thing that I honor most is we got to go up to Manchuria before we decommissioned and brought the prisoners of war back. Guys that had been away from home for 6 years, probably.
He said they carried about 150 POWs back home. He talked to a lot of them. Many of them didn't know what they were coming home to or if their families even knew they had survived the war. Mr. Grant says those memories of seeing those POWs stuck with him. But through the years, even during reunions, he didn't spend much time dwelling on World War II. But now, later in life, he thinks a lot about what happened.
I still play those movies, and I don't know why I watch them. No. You get down there, it tears you up.
RC and Jewel Grant were married for 66 years.